the promises of Christ King. Through eternal ages let praises ring. The highest I will shout and sing, standing in the promises of God. Standing, standing, standing on the promises of God, Savior. Standing, stand. I'm standing on the promises of God. Wants to sing a solo. He's got the bass. Standing on the promises, I cannot fall. Listening to the Spirit call, resting in my Savior, all in all. Standing on the promises of God. Standing, standing, standing on the promises of God, my Savior. Standing, standing. I'm standing on the promises of God. I don't know why I didn't grab bulletin and prayer list. Computers sometimes sound like they're, yeah, trying to fix it along. Yeah. One thing, there's a flyer back there, but the St. Joseph's ninth pastoral celebration, May 19th. They've got their morning worship at 10 with a special speaker, then 3 in the afternoon is their special service. And then prayer list. Oh, well, yes, Thursday is, yeah, National Day of Prayer. Service will be held at the Veterans Memorial there, Creek. A couple of spare updates and even updates since the printing. Of course, the family of Joe Coulter, him, Michelle Divine, still in need of prayer, not doing well. So pray for her. Pray. He passed away. I understand. I don't remember exactly when it was. The last couple of weeks, but I don't know exactly when it was. Yeah, and up until recently, he did it on occasion. I don't know what it was, but I remember seeing it. It looked really nice. I minted it, and it was by Joe Cole. So, well, let's see. Let me find for this lesson here. No, four. Um, in my book. Don't be led astray. Sorry. Um, when things, times, it says times, so let me use that. When times get tough, what are some common go-to actions? When things are tough, some of the typical reactions. Well, playing a lot, okay. Yep, go to church, okay, yeah, they show up at church thinking time will fix it. They just need to show God, smile at them. More bottles of booze, okay. I'm assuming that these were not your typical responses, but many others, yeah, many others' responses. Uh, a lot of times we try to how to control it, whatever the situation may be. We'll see if we can control it or contain it. Um, sometimes we just, what's the saying now? Put on your big boy britches and go for it. Push on through. Some do pray, and some people reach out to family and friends for help. And so, but when up, it's tempting to try to take care of it ourselves instead of reaching out to God. Um, Sometimes when people are suffering, they're asking, why? Why me? Of course, my answer is, why not you? But that's not always pleasant to hear, is it? But what have I done wrong? What do I have to do to get out of this? What? Why me? Um, and one of the main things, I don't necessarily think it's always wrong to say why, but we need to understand that we may not get an answer as far as why, but we can trust God has a plan. God's still in charge. Um, and as we come to our passage today in Acts chapter 12, about a year has passed since Peter had gone to the home of Cornelius, and there's not a whole lot that we've seen since then, uh, except the church in Antioch there, uh, the stage is going to be shifting. Uh, Antioch has become the center. I don't want to say attention, but the central point from which the action emanates. Yeah, here pretty soon, but now some more things are going to be happening. Uh, Verses 1 through 5. About that time, King Herod violently attacked some who belonged to the church, and he executed James, John's brother, with the sword. When he saw that it pleased the Jews, he proceeded to arrest Peter too, in the festival of unleavened bread. After the arrest, he put him in prison and assigned 4 squads of 4 to guard him, intending to bring him out to the people after the Passover. So Peter was kept in prison, but the church was praying fervently to God. Um, so, what motivations do you think there are leader for someone to try to stamp out the leader of a movement? Okay, to solidify your position. Okay, maybe to wipe out the movement itself. Although so far that hadn't worked for Christianity, has it? But also, it sometimes gets approved from others, and that's what happened with Herod. This is a great grandson of Herod the Great. This is Herod the Great. There's some things in common. He's an enemy, and of the church. Um, and so the early church is facing persecution, oppression, opposition, but on with fervent prayer. James, the brother of John, executed. Now, we don't know the circumstances of that execution. We don't know if there was a protracted time period involved or not. But just because the way it's mentioned here, it seems like probably not. It was one of those deals where, this is Jesus, yeah, he's guilty. That's our trial. Let's execute him. I don't know how, but it happened. He's been executed. And so then, what's it say about Herod? He executed James. Okay. Yeah. Um, he'd grown up really basically in Roman aristocracy. So he had, the kind of the favor of the Roman emperors, and he's been appointed to this position. And some refer to him as the king of the Jews. And because the Jews were particularly troubled a lot, and because uh, I'm not really sure about Herod Agrippa, but probably, but I know for Herod through he had quote converted Judaism, to curry favor with the people he was ruling over, and was not really a Jew, so to be more acceptable to people, and so when he found out that they were pleased with that, then he said, "Well, I'll keep making them happy then." Uh, Locked up Peter, and because it's during the Feast of Unleavened, which do we ever get confused with all this stuff? Feast of Unleavened Bread and Passover, and well, the Passover is this day. The Feast of Unleavened Bread continues for the next 7 days. And so they're during that time, so they can't execute anybody, so they lock him up. And we can see that things are he's really secure. 4 squads guards. Um, Now I don't know. It doesn't specify here, but my feeling is there were probably 4 guards at all times, as opposed to 16 guards at all times. But anyway, he's being guarded. Um, by the way, this timing of this arrest, is that familiar to anybody? Does it sound like anybody else you might have heard of? Well, yeah, he was around that same time. He was arrested and thrown in, tried and then executed very quickly. Um, so this, having pleased the Jews once, Peter's arrested to kind of please them some more, and then it says the church was praying fervently for them. So here's the question: how do we cultivate more prayer in our lives? More trials, which none of us are really signing up for, right? I'm just not having enough trials here. I've day off, so I think it's time. No, we don't take that approach. So short of more trials, how would we cultivate more prayer? Okay. Well, I don't have anything specific I'm looking for. Just ways we can encourage ourselves, I guess, to pray more. One might be you determine a schedule besides maybe first thing in the morning. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm saying in addition to first thing in the morning and maybe the last thing at night while you're trying to get to sleep. Um, Pray some more in between, like set a schedule. Okay, at 10:12 or 10 whatever. I was gonna. Oh well, okay. Uh, um, some of the passages of scripture talk about, and we've talked about this before. About pray for more laborers. Fields wide unto harvest. Pray for more laborers. And I think one of the places is Luke 10, or Luke 10:2. I guess I could look at it and find it. Um, so some people have a time set for prayer at the time. Yeah, Luke 10:2. Or other times, or Dr. Pepper. In fact, if you want to, get a Dr. Pepper out just to remind you that it's time to pray. And you can drink one at every time too, for that matter. Although that's probably a lot of Dr. Pepper, based on the face Tony was making. Um, huh? um, well, okay. Have Dr. Pepper at 10. Then at 2, have Dr. Pepper float ice cream, Bluebell, and then wash it down at. Okay, that works too. Doctrine number 31: prayer and providence. If God is in control and already knows the future, why pray? And by the way, that is a positive presupposition to begin with. It is not a uh, since He is in control and knows everything already. Okay, why pray? The Bible teaches that although God for this world that He promises to fulfill, prayer is often the means God uses to accomplish His divine purpose. Even though God knows the end result, the means that lead to the end result will be accomplished through prayer. In this sense, it is true that prayer changes things, but it is also true that God uses prayer to change our hearts so that our will is in conformity with His. Um, we could also say, why pray? Because the Bible says, pray. Pray without ceasing. And that's a good enough reason there to pray. Peter's in prison, and the church is praying. Why? That's all they could do. They knew they couldn't solve Peter's problem, but that God could. So they relied on God. Um, Jesus used the same word, prayed the same way, more fervently in the garden. Sweat like drops of moments before his betrayal, arrest, and then followed up by the crucifixion. So there was this, uh, Jesus knew what was coming, so there was this compulsion to pray. And now the church feels the same kind of compulsion to pray. So here's a question. Trials come, how does prayer help? When trials come, how does prayer help? Okay. Okay. I always think of Philippians 4, 6, and 7. Well, I'm going to paraphrase it. We're told not to worry about anything, but with everything, with prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, to pray, to uh, bring our requests to, and then peace that passes all understanding. And there's a saying that says, if in the confusion and terror you can be calm, then truly you don't understand the situation. But the reality is, if in the midst of all this stuff going on around us, you can remain calm, it's because you spent some time in prayer, and you know God's in charge, and He's got it. Starting in verse. Oh, by the way, let's get the situation here. Here's the situation. Herod's got this plan. Yep, Peter's next. Then we get that pesky John. He's probably making a list in his mind, But I'm not. Peter's been the loudmouth all this time. He's the one that's always preaching. So we'll shut him up. Bag. He is secure. He is locked away. This is a done deal. Except verse 6. When Herod was about to bring him out for trial, that very night Peter, bound with 2 chains, was sleeping between soldiers, while the sentries in front of the door guarded the prison. Suddenly an angel of the Lord appeared, and a light shone in the cell. Striking Peter on the side, he woke him up and said, "Quick, get up." And the chains fell off his wrists. "Get dressed," the angel told him, "and put on your did. Wrap your cloak around you," he told him, "and follow me." So he went out and followed, and he did not know that what the angel did was really happening. But he thought he was seeing a vision. After they passed the first and second guards, they came to the iron gate that leads into the city, which opened to them by itself. They went outside and passed one street, and suddenly the angel hit him. Okay, so Peter's all locked up, nice and secure, sound asleep. Here comes the angel. Boom, wakes him up, sort of. Apparently, sort of wakes him up. He pokes him in the side, so he was really out of it. You ever had those moments when you're so sound asleep, you wake up and you're not fully aware at first? I think that's probably about where Peter was at this moment. Herod has gone to great lengths to get Peter locked up and secure. By the way, it was the normal course of action. They would lock somebody up, then have a trial, then execute them. That was pretty much what prison was for. They didn't necessarily lock them up and warehouse them. They just locked them up, had a trial, and then they killed them. So most likely Peter's been praying, but now at this point he's asleep. happening. But before it happened, what do you think was in Peter's mind while he was locked up? He knows James has been executed. He probably knows he's next. What do you think he might be thinking of God? Were there any truths about God he might have been hanging on to? Okay. One of the things I've been thinking is that he might have been thinking, I'm fixing to go see Jesus. You know? Okay. Um, I can't expect to be any better than my master. So, yeah. Um, he knew that man could kill him, kill the soul, the spirit. Uh, so, is there any evidence of divine interaction here? Any evidence of divine action taking place in this passage we just read? Only a lot. Um, the angel uh, walking past the guards, past the gate open by itself. The chains just get up. Okay, get dressed. Let's go. Okay. Um, and, and it seems like even though Peter's following instructions, he's still not sure it's real. How many times have you ever had some kind of a dream that seems so real, and you wake up kind of questioning it? So Peter could have been thinking, this is one of those things. In a minute I'm going to wake up, and it seems so real right now. In a minute I'm going to wake up, and the dream, well, that's not exactly how it's going to work out. But there's nothing in here that leaves any doubt that this is a miracle. There's nothing here that, well, Peter, he was sound asleep and somehow was able to pick the locks off the chains and somehow was able to get dressed without disturbing these guards who were, I'm thinking, not asleep. And walked past the other guards and somehow got this huge gate to open all by itself. And yeah, there's not any room for that kind of stuff. And got out kind of, the book has this question that says, once the city and safe, the angel left him. I don't know. It sounds more like he's on the city, but I don't know. Anyway, but at some point when the angel realizes, the old angel knows he's far enough away on his own, then he leaves him. How can we have peace with God? He's still in charge, even though things don't seem to be going the way we expected. Our ways are not his ways. Sometimes his ways are a whole lot better than ours. In fact, ultimately they are. Even if our way is totally unexpected and unpleasant at the time, eventually it falls into place. It may not fall into place until we're there with him, but it does. Way, understand this. We know that ultimately Peter would be martyred later on, and we, because of his faith and because of his work, and we don't know exactly all the specifics of why God does what He does, but we do know that ultimately He has a plan and a purpose for it, and it'll be about His glory and His message, and we can always trust Him. I don't know if we got big mice or what. But we can always trust God. Starting in verse 11 through 19. When Peter came to himself, he said, "Now I know for certain that the Lord has sent His angel and rescued me from Herod's grasp and from all the Jewish people, from all that the Jewish people." As soon as he realized this, he went to the house of Mary, of John Mark, where many assembled and were praying. He knocked at the door of the outer gate, and a servant named Rhoda came to answer. She recognized Peter's voice, and because of her joy, she did not open the gate, but and announced that Peter was standing at the outer gate. "You're out of your mind," they told her. But she kept insisting that it was true, and they said, Peter, however, kept on knocking, and when they opened the door and saw him, they were amazed. Motioning to them with his hand to be silent, he described to them how the Lord had brought him out of the prison. "Tell these and the brothers," he said, and he left and went to another place. At daylight there was a great commotion among the soldiers as to what had become of Peter. After Herod had searched and did not find him, he interrogated the guards and ordered their execution. Then Herod went down from Judea to Caesarea and stayed there. So I love this story, this part of the story. Peter's now out in the street, and he finally recognizes, dude, that wasn't a dream. I'm here. And so he goes to his house and knocks on the door where he praying for him. He probably assumed they were praying for him, but he knew they'd be there. And Mary Tyler Moore's friend, Rhoda, when you see, so Rhoda goes to the door and sees Peter. I don't know if they had blondes in Jerusalem at that time or not, but it sounds kind of blondie when she opens the door and looks and sees Peter there. In fact, she immediately rushes back and says, slamming the door and says, actually, it's probably more like, in my mind, I see a peephole, not a door. So, but whatever. I don't know if it says that exactly. Doesn't even say that. She recognized Peter's voice, and because of her joy, she did not open the gate, but ran in and announced that Peter was standing at the outer gate. Recognized his voice. So, it's not him. It's his angel. Some of the superstition might have said that Jewish superstition said every person had a guardian angel, and the guardian angel for their face, had their face. So that's why I'm saying maybe it's his angel. But anyway, but the girl said, no, it's him. So they finally let him. And after he kept knocking, and they were amazed and so excited, and Peter told them all about it. And so because that, they were no longer weeping for Peter, but now they were rejoicing. And by the way, their surprise at Peter's appearance does not necessarily mean they doubted God's power for Peter. Sometimes it feels that way, doesn't it? You read this and see their surprise, and then we're praying, and then God answers the prayer, and we're, oh wow, we're amazed. Because when we get down to it, we recognize that we don't deserve arrested. The church prayed. God delivered. And at first, the church failed to believe that it happened. And then finally, they saw that it was true. Jesus had taught his disciples that he would die and rise again. And after 3 years of telling them that, he died. And they were despondent. Then he rose again. And they still were amazed. How can this be? Even when the other disciples had seen him, there were ones who said, I hadn't seen him. This can't be true. I won't believe it until. But when they saw, their faith increased. So we can understand that when we see God at work, then our faith increases as well. How might remembering God's faithfulness and powerful acts help us walk through our difficult times today? Okay. He did it before. He can do it again. Okay. So how does knowing that Christ has already won the spiritual battle help relieve any negative feelings that threaten to overwhelm us? The war's won. Jesus is risen, and because of our faith, and there's a home for us, and He can see us through whatever happens, even if it, in human thought, a negative outcome. When somebody's ill, pray for their healing and they don't get healed. Well, if they're a believer, they've gone home. We pray about other things that are important to us, and we don't get the answer for. But God's still there. God's still with us. And, there'll be something else that He has in mind for us. Be aware of those in ministry in my church and around the world. There are a lot of ways to know that. One is there are things common to every minister, and that is the concern, the word, and sometimes the biggest struggle is being consistent in the word and deed, I guess. Also, every pastor that's been at his church more than 10 minutes has offended somebody. It's just the way it is. Oh no, I think it only takes about 10 minutes. I heard of a pastor that on the first Sunday he promised to make everybody happy at least once while he was there. Some of you are happy that I'm here. Some of you will be happy with me. Some of us. Everybody's going to be happy sometime. It's just the way it is. All right. Well, they say Hosanna, and then they yell crucify. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you acknowledging that you are the great and mighty God. Father, we don't always understand what your will is. In fact, we often don't understand it. But we know we can trust you.